Father, why are we here? Shouldn't we be doing that Amazon, Netflix anime thing? Or, I don't know, most of the stuff you were going to recommend retro for Christmas? Yes, look, I'm sorry, they kind of had a really good idea to do this to you. Do what exactly? Surprise! We're doing a review again, last one of the year. Retro, don't you have a end of the year review to get to? Yeah, but let's be honest, when are we ever going to celebrate the end of a certain era of us as ruler of Bat Family? Okay, we're doing the Aquaman review! Anyway, hello everyone! I am the real Nerf Red Hood! And on Retrokid Secret Reviews. Yeah, it's really not one of your videos if it wasn't me nearly breaking my fingers to death. Yeah, can you tell it's been a while since the strikes? Yes, more or less. Come on. There we go. That's nice. Good helpful hands as usual. Yeah, we're ever going to talk about this? Is this a stand thing anymore? Or, who cares about the lore? Anyway, on to the review. Retro, go. Okay, look, long story short, in real life, second take, I knew iPhone problems, I guess, long story there. But, yeah, getting to the movie itself, it was a lot. It's not Flash level bad, we'll get to that in a minute, but honestly, I have to address some elephants in the room. Yes, my quick thoughts of Jonathan Majors, totally, absolutely guilty for being an abuser to his ex-girlfriend, and promptly getting fired from Disney and being king for what's left of Phase 5 of Marvel. So, with that, I have to say this more importantly, always believe the victims before you believe anything else. Try to do your best to not overly critiquing and internet sleuthing, I guess, is how I kind of see it as, but ultimately, speaking of people who have a troubling history of staying in this movie no matter what, yes, the Amber Heard of it all here. We'll get to that when we get to the character itself when it comes to Mira, but ultimately, what is the plot of this movie? Long story short, Yahya Abdul-Jabbar II's Black Manta here is on basically the most obvious revenge quest you've ever seen in a while, and to be honest, as far as characters go, that has been failed follow-up, I guess, post-credit revenge scenes throughout the DCEU. The fact you got to go through one of them, despite how short the runtime is, we'll get to that also, is pretty brief. So, Jason, quick thoughts on the stunts or anything like that? Yeah, it's fine. We haven't really checked if anyone had any accidents on set, but you don't take it with a grain of salt, obviously, like usual. The water effects was pretty stupid. The crustacean guy was a character actor from the Indiana Jones movies, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and apparently there was an in-joke of him cutting his hand off since, like, the last movie 5 years ago. Speaking of, this is my refresher to my first thoughts of the first movie 5 years ago. It was actually okay. It's better than it was at the time. There wasn't a lot out for the soon-to-be, I guess, done actress in the cast here with Amber Heard situation. Long story short, on that whole civil suitcase, don't want to keep that in mind. Yeah, both the parties were stupid, but yeah, she was obviously the one that got the most, wrong in that situation. So again, I don't want to dredge it out, and apparently so did this movie, because as I usually do here for the channel, I kind of like get as many as picks as usual for characters and stuff like that to focus on. Yeah, turns out when you look up either the poster or in this particular case just the movie itself, not a lot to mostly Photoshops of what the thumbnails were probably going to be, so that's kind of what you're getting here. Cast-wise, though, wow, Patrick Wilson is really doing his best to basically one-up Willem Dafoe from the previous movie as, like, guy that does all the exposition dump of, like, Atlantean lore to also being fish out of water, handling the surface world. Now, let's get to the main reason why we're all here. Jason Momoa, has he basically came comfortable with the character after 5 years and being nothing but guest spots in, like, other movies and projects throughout the DCEU since, like, I want to say post Peacemaker? In a word, strangely, yes. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still a way less downgraded sequel than you think it is, and for James Wong, having Patrick Wilson back is basically one of his Greg Grunberg of, like, Lucky Charms when it comes to the Conjuring series, so you could kind of see where this was going to go here. But if you're tracking the box office and knowing that the last movie made $1 billion 5 years ago, and you adjust that for inflation, it's probably even higher. Yeah, this thing is not going to make any money, and it's kind of what we were all thinking 5 years ago, that this was going to be their first major bomb to finally end DCU proper before, again, Snyder Cut and hell, even Flash as of this recording. Go to my review there, as usual, in the cards. Comparing, like, that to other things around the whole plot of this movie, which was, again, more or less just a revenge arc on a tight 90 budget, it's okay for what you get for the two rushed and obviously edited to get real leads of this version of the movie. Is what you can do. I've kind of noticed, I think, early on in the, I guess, when Act 2 was, like, wrapping up, I thought they were, like, swapping gear or stuff like that, or the stealth armor everyone saw in, like, most of, the trailer fodder leading up to this movie. I thought they swapped in between or stuff like that. There's a lot of good Atlantean lore that I think people who actually read Aquaman comics are going to understand. And Bruce, why exactly am I here? Oh, and for those who are wondering if there's another Wonder Woman cameo, you want to take this one, Bruce? Since this was Diana's idea for me to do this review. Oh, it was her idea to do this. Oh yeah, it was a Themysciran quid pro quo kind of thing. Like some old myth that you were accustomed to back when she was starting up in the league. Oh, she used that proverb. Father, can we just get this out of the way? We get it. You have feelings for Diana. Can we just admit that? No, it's a tactical partnership. Nothing more, nothing less. Look, I could say the juvenile stuff out of my mouth right now, but technically speaking, yeah, I don't want to go to Stockade on this one. You mean the simulation? You gotta renamed it during the strike. Really? What the shit, Jason? Oh, come on, I was bored. All right, look, let's just get to ratings as we all want to get out of here and have a very merry holidays / Christmas somewhere else. And me going to what is essentially a common thing for us real Nerf former Robins, and you too, is to go to our favorite thing for our holiday tradition. Fine, I'll fight the damn bird. Penguin! It is Cobblepot. Yeah, we do usual raids since everyone, in the Bat family has basically found ways into that nightclub. Turns out Damien had been excused of it for the last, 4 or 5 years now? Why even, Bruce? He would just destroy the house. He would burn it all down. I've had plans and details. Oh, come on! You were thinking the same thing, too. All right. They're already wrapping up and want to get their holiday stuff on. So with that all said, I guess ratings before we're closing out. 3 out of 5. Look, it's still DCEU. It's still Momoa. It's still not as bad as The Flash, so you gotta give it that at the very least. Stunts could be better. The effects could definitely be better. There's one quick thing I wanted to mention since we're here. Oh, right, yeah, go ahead. So, in usual Snyder wannabe, or I guess trying to be that style of cinematography post-Snyder cut, they always try to do the slow-mo action bits in some certain sequences. For some weird reason, I think you and I can agree with this, Retro. Yeah, go ahead. Thanks. That more or less they chopped it up in certain angles. I think when Orm was going to do a faux, betrayal on Dolph Lundgren's what king of the oceans was he? I think he was Mira's dad, long story short there. Oh, right, yeah. By the way, they got him twice in a row. I know Dolph Lundgren's not that cheap for the money anymore, but still, what the hell? Anyway, they did that, and they cut it up kind of like an old 90s fantasy series that Retro probably grew up with. Something with Kinkers is like, nope, we're not talking about that. Nope. Oh, we're doing that in 2024. That said, it's just kind of like that. It was a lot of, rushed effects, and you could definitely tell that this was absolutely trying to get reshot to death. There was a lot of ADRing, so that kind of had to a factor here. For the cast itself, other than Amber Heard, they're doing the best of what they could with the material, and we didn't have time for everyone, so we'll probably mention that in the end of the review. Retro, final thoughts, go. 6 out of 10. I know I'm going to get flack for it, I understand, but given that this is the finale and final movie of the DCEU proper leading up to James Gunn's DC films, to say it nicely, from one James to another, it could have been a lot worse, and it going out as a fine sequel versus whatever the hell Flash was a few months ago, better than nothing, honestly. And yes, I also want to wrap it up because I got a holiday to go celebrate tomorrow. So until then, and if this is out by Monday, Merry Christmas, everybody, in advance, and Happy Holidays to everyone else, and Happy New Year. With that said, I'm Retrokid Reviews, going to a very confused and yet somehow prepped for this Batman over here. It's very tactical, and I understand. Also, are you going to do that Amazon special with myself and my son? Because it is kind of funny sometimes when you see him being a little comic inaccurate. Oh, come on, you were in comic inaccurate too, and you never beat it up. You have not seen me with the Elm Warriors. Oh, yeah, that's a dark road you don't even want to talk about. Oh, same, yeah. I work with idiots. Just to quote Diana. I work with children. Anyway, yes, go to us here, myself and Father, for the critical role shots and his previous reviews and stuff like that, as usual. And to everyone on Retro's stupid little channel, happy 2024, and may the odds forever be in your favor. Okay, I am so not doing the Hunger Games series. Oh, come on, it's actually not bad. Songboats and Snakes is actually profitable from what I saw in the metrics. Robin! Oh, come on!